What's good? What's good? Holy shit, AXS is flying just since I literally started the stream. I'll give people time to get in here, but I do want to review this play. All right, there we go. The internet got rugged for a second. Yeah, and the stream is being recorded. I just now saw that. Wow, AXS is fucking flying. It's going straight for this high right here. Most likely up here. We got liquidity in the form of a strong high up above, and also this weaker high. The reason I didn't want to hold all the way to this profits is just because at at this rate where we are, we still got a nice RR, right? 2.7, 28% almost gain. And I'm not going to be greedy. Maybe some of you guys left a runner or held some equity, but this play worked out really nice. It took a little longer than some people are willing to wait. I actually got messages from asking me if are you still holding? I'm like, yeah, of course I'm still holding. Why wouldn't I be, right? Um, it's a swing. Right? People get so impatient, and they want to see these trades unfold within a day or less than a day sometimes. But you got to remember it, especially whenever you're using the daily time frame or the 4 hour. I mean, you're looking at it from a perspective of a higher time frame, so it's going to take longer to fan out. With that being said, this is a simple setup, similar to a lot that we've played before, right? We saw on the daily. Let's go ahead and draw this price leg. So we draw our fibs, right, from our strong low to our strong high. So obviously we're well into discount. Even if you draw to this range, we're well into discount. That's no question about it, right? We saw a shift in structure. The 4 hour, make it a little clearer. Instead of these rounded tops, right, as you see here, here, right, all the way up through here. That's manipulation of highs, right? Distribution, whatever you want to call it, that's what that is. So we started to see a shift in structure to where our stops were being ran in the form of these stop runs right here. We're just pulling all that liquidity, right? Smart money needed to pull all that liquidity, shake out all the weak hands. And this is where the market really started to capitulate. So from that point, right, we see a minor break of structure, right here with this high. We don't get a major break of structure yet. So at that point, I'm not going to play this retracement, right? Why? Because I think we are still going to dig deeper for that liquidity. Now, all the way back before AXS went on its continuance of that massive run we saw last year, it had this unmitigated zone. I think it was on a 1 hour actually. Let's see. Maybe it was a daily. We'll see in a second. It's been a while since I plotted this level. Okay. May have just been equilibrium of this range in general. I'm not sure. I had this level marked. I know it was. Maybe I was just playing this order block on a different time frame than the daily 4 hour. I took some time frames off recently to kind of get a little noise cancellation. We came down, wicked off that area, right? So at that point, we didn't catch the move, which is okay. Obviously, we still caught the move that counted. But what we do want to give attention to is that zone, right? This zone, this reversal, this liquidity pool, that's going to hold a lot of relevance, right? Now we had both this 43.29 level plotted out from that zone to the left, and then also this order block right here, right? So when you're looking at this trading range, you're gonna be looking at an order block right at equilibrium that we expanded from. Not doesn't get more clear than that, clear as day, right? So 1 hour order block right under equilibrium, under a fair market value, totally valid play. Very easy framework. We wait. Even right here, we wait. I remember people were asking, "Oh, should we cancel those limits?" No, you shouldn't, because we haven't hit that level. And yes, it is that particular. All right, so price came down exactly where we needed it to. Actually came a little deeper. We were in light, had a light loss for I don't know, maybe a couple hours out of this whole play. Nowhere near the stop loss though. The stop loss is pretty easy. It was a major low from the range that we had plotted that original order block from, and then from there, just simple, right? Just hold, very easy. And now price is flying. Holy shit, this is going insane. What is the rest of crypto doing? Bitcoin doesn't seem like it's doing much. That's just AXS. Yeah. So, and that's how simple a lot of these plays are, right? A lot of times it's very, very easy to find these plays. You just have to be patient and you have to have conviction in whatever strategy that you are doing. Usually, when I work with people, I try to emphasize focusing on the setup that I just showed you guys first because you have time for it to play out, and because, I mean, to be honest, it's easy. It's very easy. It's much easier than trying to use, 20 different indicators. I'll tell you that for sure. So I just wanted to touch on that and kind of replay and go back. That way we highlight where we did. And the same thing when else is on, go back and focus what happened and see what we could have done better. Because you got to take the good from what you're doing, and also whenever the bad happens, you learn from it. So we'll go back into algo. Not really much update here except this. A lot of you guys would call a bull flag. What I see is accumulation here, expansion, and then reaccumulation. That's all a bull flag is, right? So we'll scale into a 15-minute. And yeah, you could say we're tapping off the 200. However you want to put it, we are seeing continuous bullish price structure, right? Right here, we see these rounded bottoms, expansion, right? Return to origin. Go to a 5-minute, make this a little clearer for you guys. And the same setup we just played on AXS, right? These return to origin plays, where you're going to see price return to an area of mitigation and discount of a trading range, right? I'm sorry, I didn't put on the high. Or right at equilibrium here. You see perfect return to origin, right? Nice manipulation of lows. We're seeing these sharp runs to the downside, inducing liquidity in the market. We look really good for continuation here. I think we'll move sideways a bit longer. If the market gets the pullback, I think we're going to. We'll probably see that within algo in this price range, we could probably, well, let me go to a different chart that's not all plotted up. Now I'm going to draw this from the strongest low. This one's pretty easy. A lot of times it's a little more complicated, but regardless, I mean, we're still in discount of this range. We still have a lot of time to establish this range. Um, so I still like algo, just chilling in it. Nothing's changed. Acro is on the move again. We're still not at peak profits, but similar to algo, it's just moving along, right? It's nothing we need to do, nothing we need to mess with. I will say this doesn't look as good as algo for continuation. Why? See these explosive wicks to the upside? Well, you want to see that to the downside, right? All this volume is in these candles right here with these huge wicks. So that could just be supply raids. Although I will say on the very low time frames, we look better than that 4 hour or 1 hour. I don't know what that was. But these rounded bottoms, right? Liquidity is getting swept and price continue the upside. Now, I will say we look like we have some pretty clear liquidity here. So this, oh, they're both, yeah, total equal lows. That's going to get taken out. I would see a retracement in Acro's future for sure. After like looking at that, we've got obvious liquidity right there. That's going to get taken out. Lock this. There you go. Right. And anytime you have that clear of liquidity, whenever you have exact equal lows or near equal lows, always watch out for that. Don't enter any trades nearby because you're really just setting yourself up to get your stops run. Remember, we want to always try to have the highest probability trades. So here, I wanted to look at 88. We finally got that break of structure. Perfect. Okay. So looking at ADA, what chart was I on? There we go. I'm liking this setup for ADA. And this is a good example of what we do when a coin expands, right? Nothing. You don't do anything. We're not going to play into this. I'm not, at least. You be my guest if you want to. The way that I'm going to play this is I'm going to draw a range. You might not be able to see it because of this blue line. I'm going to draw a range, right, from this strong high. Now you're probably thinking this is the strong high, right? It is a strong high. But the strong high that sent us into the range we are currently in is this high right here, right? So I'm going to look for a area of order flow at or near a fair market value, right? Because sure, you could look at it and say, I'm going to play the fair value gap, right? And this is where early longers they think they're doing the right thing, but oftentimes they get swept. So yeah, you have this fair value gap. Totally valid, right? This candle is still brand new, so this could all change, but we'll just assume this wick stays here, right? You're just saying, I'm going to play the bounce at $1.04. Well, why would you not do that? Because it's not in discount. Pretty simple. So scale into the 4 hour, right? Now, if you look here, obvious liquidity, right? Let's go to the 1 hour, make it a little clearer for you. Obvious liquidity. We had this strong low right here. Nothing came down and swept it. The market reached an area close to liquidity, but there were not enough orders to pull it under. So the market continued to rally to the next zone of liquidity on the high time frame. So that left an unmitigated zone, right? So if we go to the 15-minute, what do you have right under that? Right? Let's go to 1 hour, make it a little clearer. An order block sitting right at equilibrium. You could consider this a breaker block, since we did have some price travel through this area. Nonetheless, still a possible entry. Also right under obvious liquidity. So a lot of people might play this. Right? Where's their stops going to be? Well, if they know what they're doing, it should be here. But also if they know what they're doing, they're not taking this trade. I could see price hit this and run however much, and I will sleep peacefully at night, happily knowing that I made the right decision. So what I want to do with this setup, I see another level. Go back to that 1 hour down below and discount, because now this, I know you're probably looking at this like, well, you're saying only trade in discount or at a fair market value. You're sitting right on top of equilibrium. this is fine for me, right? And this is where you expanded from, right? You came down, wicked almost right off equilibrium, and expanded to what? A major break of structure, right? So this is exact example of how you'd play the return to origin. So now we scale in for 1 hour. There's another order block right here, the last order block and discount. So I'm going to play an average down into this position. I'll go 50-50, right? So that being said, I'm going to set limits for this now. It's at 946. And see, it's really not as complicated as many like to think. Find some of these setups. And also, for those of you guys that are in Playbit, if you want to hop in the voice channel too, I know you're. I have myself muted in there, but if you ever want to ask questions, don't hesitate. I'm not gonna be bothered at all. So, yeah, I like the setup on Cardano. It has a lot of fundamental stuff going for it as well. We did clear this pretty strong high, so I could expect a retrace. I hope it comes down to our level. Let's take a peek at AVAX. It was the perp chart I was using. Yeah. Still just chilling here with AVAX. They have the whole Avalanche conference going on now, or the Avalanche Summit, I think is what they call it, going on right now. So I think that's going to sustain price for a little bit, but I am still looking for a return down to our levels. Nothing much changed here. So let's take a look at Bitcoin. I haven't looked at good old Bitcoin all day. Well, we got that higher high we've been talking about, right? Not a major higher high. We're not coming up and clearing all this structure. Let me go to a. Right. We're starting to at least get these higher lows, and we're starting to see higher highs, right? Cleared out this structure. We actually look decent above it as well. I will say that this looks good, right? You see this, some people are going to call it a bull flag, some people pennant, whatever, right? You have that action going on. However you want to look at it, what you're seeing is just reaccumulation, right? So if we look at the 5-minute, let's do a 15-minute actually, so we can get a clearer view. So we've got our strong high up there, strong low right here, and look at that, starting to expand right off equilibrium. Now, if we can hold this momentum and get a break of structure, we could look for some entries off of that order block right there. That's a really easy play. But we need more time. We need to see how price reacts to this high. And if you're asking why am I not using this high over here, like I said before, this high didn't send us into the range we're in. This one did. This impulsive move away from this swing high broke this structure. So that's a key concept I want you guys to understand. Let's look at Ethereum. And Ethereum, if it breaks, let me see. I was looking at it. Oh, it broke it. Yep. Ethereum's looking really good. I mean, really, your next on the daily, your next strong high you're looking at is 34. I don't know, it says 34.11 or something. 34.20 on this time frame. And then the obvious, you got these highs right here, 3,200, and these right here. So from a daily time frame, really the only strong high is over here. Why? Yeah, I'm sure if you look at the lower time frames, this was a range and this move resulted in a break of structure there. But really on the daily time frame, you're looking at this low. We didn't clear out this low, right? This is when you see a strong high. Bam, you completely sent it into a new range, right? That didn't happen here. We're still trading within the same range. Too many lines. Yeah, I like Ethereum much better than Bitcoin here. One. There you go. Got you, Mason. I haven't looked at this coin in a while. This is one of those I've always slept on, I feel like, because everybody talks about its fundamentals and how dope it is. But I really just, I've slept on it. I've never really looked into it too much. So, first off, in the daily, you haven't really had enough data to really um, look at this too much, but I'm still going to keep this here. I want to still be mindful of where equilibrium's at. Also want to see what this bounced off of. So whenever you're in these new ranges and you're in price discovery, you want to always look left, right? See where price may have reacted to. Maybe an old order block or you name it. So everything was wicked out here. So these are all going to be breakers. But really, I mean, I guess you could look at this over here, just this whole zone. Maybe that's equilibrium of this whole zone right here. Yep, it is. Nope, actually, hold on. Wick to wick. Close. So I'm guessing this whole zone, let me look at the 3-day. Still not clean. Something in this zone, or it's definitely equilibrium with this wick. It's kind of a weird one because this wick kind of throws everything off. Nonetheless, it looked like it reacted to this breaker. Had a nice reaction here. You didn't really break any structure. I mean, the next structure you have is right here. This took a plunge. Oh, it's a weekly order block. That's what it is. So that being said, we'll scale into a 4-hour since we don't really have that much data on the daily. Nice wick right off of that level, and then we start to get some bullish price action here. Let's go back and look at that move to the downside, right, in this zone. I'm just gonna go ahead and delete this. We don't need that anymore. So similar setup to AXS actually, right? We had that demand raid. Look at that order block right at equilibrium. Probably has already tapped into this, but still we'll kind of go back and oh, actually went a little deeper. Still, the trade wouldn't have been valid. You wouldn't have got stopped. Stops have been there. It went all the way down, maybe into a 5-minute level. Let's see. I'm curious now. That or maybe it was just a test. It's odd. Nonetheless, it still wicked down, gave you an entry if you played that. Stops would have been under this major low. This is still playing out, right? You cleared out these equal highs right here, which could have been expected. Actually, those aren't equal. Sorry, thought they were. You cleared out these minor highs down here. We've got this order block. Looks like you're coming up on it right about now. Getting rejected from it. Look at these fib ranges. Right at under equilibrium too. So you're gonna have some trouble right here. So if you're looking to get an entry on this, This is pretty choppy price action. Mm, it looks good, but I just am not a fan of all these wicks. This will should make me shy away from trading something. Probably just play this whole area right here. It's just not very clean price action, which is not really my forte. But nonetheless, it looks good. You have this order block right above equilibrium, broke structure here, so you could be looking for a return to origin, right? Also, you're under this mitigation zone. Next targets after this would be right here and right here. What's up, Brax? Bitcoin. Gala and then Ape and Band. Yeah. So I guess really just to wrap up one, overall, you look good, right? I think that you could see some retracement, but um, overall, you're looking good. So Gala. I like this. So just off rip, what I'm seeing is just this consolidation, right? You have these squeezes in price, right? That are orders are accumulating on both sides of the market here. Liquidity is being created. You can expect this to do something, whichever way it goes. It's going to go, right? Whenever price squeezes like this over and over again, starting to see the volume ramp up, right? Smart money is entering the market here, expanding retail and buy or late longers get absolutely wrecked. Price returns to origin, same setup, right off equilibrium. And now what? Price is coiling up, getting that rounded bottom, looking for expansion soon. Now I will say, I think that we could sweep out some of this liquidity before moving up. Right, all that down there. There's a lot of liquidity here. Usually you want these lows to get cleared out, right? Because the consolidation started after you return to origin here. Yes, it was confirmed by not one, but two breaks of structure, minor, major to the relative time frame. Seems as if you return to origin here at that range. Because remember, there's, like I said, there's tons of ranges. Here you go. Order block right at equilibrium of this range, right? Then what? Price returns down, confirms one break of structure, and then two, right? Now price is just coiling. We're starting to get that explosive move to the upside, but being retraced immediately, running stops, right? Looks like you're actually creating even more liquidity here. So what does that tell me? That tells me that smart money wants this at a lower price. You're starting to get more of this, and the highs are definitely getting manipulated. So it's easy sometimes to lose sight of what you're looking at when you're looking for distribution or accumulation, right? So the naked eye, I like this consolidation overall, but when I look at it and I'm honest with myself, okay, I see manipulation of highs, right? Clear out highs, explosive move to the downside, creating equal lows, right? So there's a lot of liquidity down here. Personally, I would wait on this one. A lot of liquidity under there. And also, you haven't mitigated this zone all the way. There has to be something in there, maybe on a 15-minute. Because remember, we looked on the 1 hour, like pretty clean, right? So if I'm going to draw this up here, maybe I could look for one of these zones down here and discount, right? You could throw a line right on top of that. You could also throw a line right on top of this candle right here, just to be mindful of it. Because if price does come sweep that liquidity, it's going to go deeper than um, this order block right here. Now you could play this again as a breaker, right? You could play a couple entries in this, but I mean, really, that's your entry would be with these lows getting swept out. the way to play this would be to set an alarm, and that's what I'm going to do under these lows, right? So I'm going to set an alarm, possible demand rate. Right. So that's how I would play this one. I wouldn't even set limits. I would actually just wait, see if price does what we need it to do, and when it does that, we see what the market gives us. And I got you on ape and band in 1 second, Brax. Seems like you're forming equal highs too. That's now you cleared it. Now if you see, yeah, if you see price just do what it looks like it's doing and just die from here, it's just clear more manipulation of highs, right? Inducing early buyers into the market. And where are all these buyers stop losses? Right under these lows. Just this explosive move, the upside getting, just erased. Similar to what Bitcoin was doing there for a couple of days. Um, so I'd be careful with this one right now. And I appreciate you too, man. Ape. Let's look at a fucking ape token. I think it's Coinbase. I thought there was one that had more. I don't know. I'm just gonna look at this one. We talked about this on Monday. We saw exactly what we, we were like what I said. I was like, if you're gonna play it, I mean, this looks like a good zone. Sat it out, right? I'm fine with it. Whatever. If it runs, how much it runs, I really don't mind. But what I will tell you is you're probably going for these equal highs up here, right? A lot of liquidity up there, right? A lot of liquidity above those highs, right? So that's where shorts are, they're already wrecked, but theoretically, that's where you'd look for stops on shorts. Final profit target before you see any kind of major retracement would be this $18. I mean, that you'd be looking to take profits there. I don't care how much you believe in Yuga or whatever. If you're buying this from a trading perspective, you'd be out at least 75% up here. I mean, Jesus Christ, what fucking more do you want? Even from right here, that's like 37%. This looks like it's probably going to continue though. Why? So you have this bullish price structure here. Let's run a fractal. All right. So we're going to take this, put it over here. We're going to go to a 15-minute. 5-minute, actually. Let's do that. Never get these fucking things to lay the way I want them to. I'm not sure if you guys see the same way that I'm seeing it, but it's pretty clear to me, right? And I'm sure you can see that. Manipulation of lows, break of structure, right? It's just the same market structure we're looking for any continuation. You can call them bull flags, whatever, right? This would have been an ugly one, but it showed what it needed to show, right? Manipulation, you had trend line manipulation right here. And a lot of people forget too that liquidity does come in the form of a trend line too. Yes, we have equal highs. Yes, we have equal lows, weak highs, weak lows, etc. But you also got to remember liquidity is just clear areas where stops can be ran, right? Liquidity can be trend lines. I mean, that's the one that a lot of people miss out on, right? And this was a good example of it right here, right? Anybody who was in this retail, that's why I hate stupid price. Everyone, got stopped out, you're crying, and then now price is running like you wanted it to. So, but the fact of the matter is, if you see this kind of liquidity get manipulated, people are getting stop hunted, right? And buy side liquidity has been engineered. That's bullish. So this is probably going to continue if I had to guess. May see a move. Let's see. I'm just going to draw. You could see a return down to one of these red candles right here, around 12:30, somewhere around there. Banned. I know that people have been talking about banning our server quite a bit lately. think somebody was asking Flo. I don't know if he had played it or not. I was looking at this a while ago and it was looking good. I mean, this is even cheaper than it was then. Looks like you swept out about any and all liquidity, right? Nice liquidity pool under that old low here, right? This is the kind of reversal play you want to look for, right? Come down under this old low, start to form bullish price structure, and then you get an expansion, right? You didn't necessarily get a major break of structure up here, but you did clear out this strong high, right? That's showing an immense change of course in the market, strength in the market, right? There's a lot of buying power. Look at this volume. Came up, right? Mitigated the order block, and then what? You came out and actually took out that strong high. So that shows a shift in market maker sentiment, right? What happened next? Looks like you came back down all the way somewhere in here. I mean, playing the return to origin on this, depending on how you play your stops. This is why I always recommend if you're playing a high time frame, use the major low of the range, because if you use any of these minor lows, you got stop hunted, right? If you can't get a good R with a stop loss down here, don't play it. But we see price now came back down, swept up that liquidity, stopped out these early longers, or I guess you say early stoppers, right? Now came up. Hmm. I'd say next target for band would be right around here, like 460-ish, 470 actually. Sorry, I was reading this number. Let's look at a 4 hour and see what. No, yeah, I would still take some profits here. That's a pretty strong high right there. If you really the number to beat for band is going to be this high all the way up here at $5.40. You break that, you're going straight here, $7. So overall, I like band a lot here. Considering we're not really at a discount from that 4 hour range, if you draw this on the daily, you probably are. So, theoretically, if you're bullish in this, which I think this looks really bullish, we're still witnessing a change in market structure. So you're not just going to see price dip barely down into equilibrium and rip back out, right? Why? Because not everybody's buying this under fair value. So I do see a shift in structure. I like this overall. CHR. Does CHR have something to do with gaming, crypto gaming? They do like all the fan tokens, right? Or that's Chili's. Thinking about Chili's. So here, I like this for one. Let's see if we have any kind of harmonic structure. Probably not too much of a point. Let's see on like a 3-day. Yeah, I don't really like it from that angle, but I'm actually let's see. I should have kept it on a 3-day. Seems like pretty similar structure we had here before this last run. It's interesting, right? I'm not a really big seasonality trader, but when I see something that catches my eye like that, huge run, falling wedge into what? Let's find out what it did in that last zone. Looks like, not really sure. Honestly, it doesn't seem like there was a level there. Had to be something. Maybe it's daily fair value gap, I guess. That's the only thing I can even think of. Still didn't even tap all the way down. It's odd. Let's see what we did in this current zone. So looking at this, looks like you probably wicked right down into this order block right under. And this is why we play the order blocks. If there's 2 order blocks, one of them sitting on top of equilibrium, one sitting under, at the least you play both of them, right? Don't just all in at the top level. Even that was not even the bottom of the bottom. It went all the way down in here, right? That's the importance of always making sure that you're playing the right levels. So we came down. This is really clean accumulation, right? Go to 1 hour to show you something. I'm gonna have this buying climax right here. I'm sorry, not buying, selling climax right here, right? Spring came down. We saw a test over here, perfect test. Also, it's the same setup we were seeing on AXS, right? I'll just delete all this. Came down, swept out liquidity, did what? Left to order block, right at equilibrium of the low time frame zone. Perfect. I mean, it's literally, it's that fucking easy. Gotta look. Came down right off equilibrium, went down a little, came back down and dug into some liquidity, not before you took profits on this trade, at least somewhat. And now price is flying, right? So we're doing exactly what we want it to do in a bull setting, right? So from here, now what? Well, for one, let's go back to the daily. Go ahead and mark. You got these levels right here, right? Let's go to a 4 hour. Like butter, wicked right off of it. You may dig into this liquidity a little bit more. What I'd be looking for here is trying to determine what range sent you into this break of structure you got over here. It's going to be this range, right? So let's go to 1 hour. I probably wouldn't play continuation of this. I mean, most of these trades, the best setups were long ago, right? Let's see what kind of perfect bat. It's very nice right there. I'm just gonna look to see if we have anything on the higher time frames. Maybe a crab over here. No, it's not gonna be. It is if you play the B point's just too much though. It did play out. I like seeing these dual harmonics from the high time frames down. Nonetheless, you see this bat that obviously played out and then some. Now, a lot of times you'll see if you have a structure like this form, and you have another price range, you're going to see relevance of this equilibrium CD. Right, look at that. Actually, not as perfect as I thought, but it's right next to it. Now that I moved that. So I'm going to plot this now. And I'm going to take these fibs and I'm going to redraw them on this range. See how that lines up, right, just under equilibrium, right? So if you were to play this, this would be your level, right? That's how you play a continuation. But I would set limits there. I mean, not limits, an alarm there, and kind of just watch for it. I'll probably sit this one out, but I mean, it is viable. ENJ. This has been the lacking blue chip gaming coin lately, so I've just been, oh yeah, it's flying. Do this TA again. Super nice price structure here. You cleared out, I mean, look at all that. And I would rather you do this even than bounce off of, an order block. I mean, you cleared out all liquidity from all the way back to last summer, right? Looks like you came down. That clicked. That was a 3-day. Yep, 3-day order block. Tapped right off of it. One break of structure, right? You came off of it, got this break of structure here. and now looking to break that structure again with be your confirmation. So how you would play this, right? And this is actually a possible setup. So we have our initial mitigation, right? This is where you look for a change of course in the market, right? You tap off this, you break structure in the low time frames, right? You sustain bullish price action, and you look like you want to break structure again. So once and if we break structure again, you would then look for the order block that sent you past this, which would be everyone's going to say up here, right? I would personally play this one down here. On the daily, just now expanding. Actually, this may change my perspective on this over here because you are in discount on the daily at this order block. Now that I've redrawn that, I would pay attention to both these levels. Gaming coins seem like they're going off. AXS first, that kind of actually leads the pack. Okay, speaking of, you asked about salt or sand, so I'll look at that in a second. But yeah, ENJ, this looks really good. This is what you kind of want to see. Once you break this, that'd be your confirmation that we're gonna start a shift in trend. Even if you leave equal highs here and then it takes a little time, whatever. I'm actually gonna add this to my watch list, or to my active watch list. Sol, I've been just chilling on Sol for the longest time. You know, I think Sol is way overvalued. It's honestly not even a great network, if you want my honest opinion. But I think that, I mean, I wouldn't be playing this personally. I mean, you have this descending wedge. Price is not looking terrible here, right? You're getting, let's go to a different feed. It's good structure, right? Yeah, you have pretty clear accumulation going on. If you're looking at the range we're currently in, draw like this. You're still in premium. I wouldn't touch this shit for me, but you look good on the lower time frames, but you are at a premium here. So I would cool it on this one for now. But it does look all right. Sand. Sand was another one that played out pretty nicely. I just kind of traded this one. I actually didn't alert, but just hit full TP. Wow, your gaming coin's definitely going off. I would expect probably a retracement here though. So yeah, I mean, really with this, I mean, you have reaccumulation. Here, I'll go to another untainted chart. Oh, same feed. So basically here you have reaccumulation. So if you're looking to play continuation, you're looking pretty choppy zone. At this point, I would literally just play equilibrium right there. And that's how if I were to play it, I would probably chill on this one for now. I mean, I would maybe set some alerts. Just watch for continuation. I mean, price looks good here though. You just cleared this. I mean, you expect to fall a tad here. And you're welcome, Isaac. I have not gone over alpha. I haven't looked at that coin since probably 2020 or early 2021. Oh wow, actually, let's see. This actually looks pretty good. Yeah, I like this. A lot of liquidity right there. I'd wait for this one personally, but yeah, I like this. What's the risk like on this one? I haven't traded this fucking shitcoin in a while. I don't even know what to think about this fucking wick. Personally, I'd almost want to wait for that just because this coin's kind of like a shit coin. I mean, it would be valid to try and play it here, but I'd wait. I'm gonna set an alarm for this. I mean, that's a pretty big drop, but it doesn't take much to make this kind of coin fall. This would also give a deeper shark retracement on this structure. So it doesn't look bad where it's at, but for me to want to play this, because of this shark, you can have anywhere from a 91 retracement all the way to 113. So with that being said, I'll wait this one out. I do like this setup though. This is the same setup we've been killing it with quite a few different coins now. Speaking of, I want to check on KSM. That really covers alpha, by the way. Apes flying. Flying. Oh yeah, it is flying. Not really that much since last time I looked at that. I didn't realize I was on a daily. It's our top gainer so far. Holy fuck! Oh my gosh, ENJ is going crazy. So it's saying gaming coins. Look at that. All gaming coins pumping right now. All these. Alice, CHC, Mana, AXS, and all gaming coins, right? That's how you're going to start to see money cycle. So at this point, right, you can look into maybe some other gaming coins that haven't started flying. So maybe blue chip gaming coins, right? So let's go and see. Fucking sad theta. This coin's about fucking worthless. Illuvium. Still been in this one for a minute. I look for a re-entry. I just chill. TLM is just designed to sell. A lot of these gaming tokens, like, you don't want to trade the tokens. You want to trade the governance tokens, right? Like ENJ, Mana. You don't want to trade, for instance, like TLM, which is Alien Worlds. I mean, you can definitely trade it for sure, but it's designed to be sold literally into wax or BNB. So I would probably chill on that. Been YGG for a minute now. Yeah, I guess really it seems like everything already took off with these as far as blue chips. Well, I'm gonna wrap it up on that note. Actually, what did I say? Oh yeah, Casper giving away money. Hell yeah. Sheeb. I'll do Sheeb for you. That'll be it. That'll be our last one. If there was anything else, I probably would have just got off. But let's take a look at good old fucking Sheeb. This is pain. I hate even looking at this fucking chart. I mean, that's a great trade, right? So here's how you play return to origin. Take profit above old highs, right? Yeah. And just fucking watch it climb to the head. Anyways, let's go to 4 hour actually. Really, I would guess your swing high would be here. It would have been here, but now you have a new zone, right? You've created a strong low. So that's your pivot point, right? And then this is your obvious high of the rate region. So bullish price structure under equilibrium, right? You're starting to see that rounded bottom look, right? And you'd be surprised. Smart money does hit on sheep like a motherfucker. Drop equilibrium and super volatile. I think you could come up here and then just start to reaccumulate. That's what I would look for. I mean, you're already getting that cup and handle look. Probably on the 15 minute looks even clearer. Yeah. So I would look for probably getting shot down from here, maybe reaccumulating. Seems like everything's been kind of mitigated. I mean, this rush is back down quickly. Also, you already even went. Yeah, it's actually farther than a 786. I mean, really. Yeah, I don't know. It's pretty choppy. I don't know if I'd test that. I'd probably be chilling too. Right, yeah. Yeah, just leave that on the chart just as like a pain reminder. Never forget. There you go. Is that better, Davey? Anyways, I appreciate you guys as always. If you have any questions, either if you guys aren't in Playbit, just leave it in the comments, DM me. If you are in Playbit, I'll holler at you guys later.